And good morning. It's Friday, September 14th, 2018, and it is the Agriculture Show with Jonael and Jose. And today's topic, we're going to talk about 4-H professionals. And this is because 4-H actually helps prepare the next generation of leaders and innovators. And we've got Jonael and Jose to help us explain how.
Yeah. Good morning, folks. Yeah, we usually with the agriculture show and the previous show that we had before on the radio, we wanted to address myths involved in agriculture in Hardee County. For those of you that are not that familiar with Florida, Hardee County is a rural community. We're home to 27,000 people. Heavily agriculture, major commodities are citrus and beef cattle. We are in the heart of Florida, so there's no beaches in Hardee County. That's important to say. So we have some issues in regards to food production. The lack of employment is another problem. Commercial employment. We do have a lot of work in this community, but it's agricultural work. So our kids in Hardee County are very important. Our community is very supportive of Hardee County 4-H and youth development because they see a benefit in having this program. They have grown in it, they have experienced it, and professionals in the community are a product of 4-H. So there's a myth out there that 4-H is only for farm kids. And in this community, traditionally, that's the spin that 4-H has had for a long time, but that's not it. We're a youth development organization that is channelized through the University of Florida as a land-grant institution. And they have seen, government has seen the benefit of educating and providing leadership opportunities for kids. So that's what we're talking about today. So the myth of the day would be that all 4-H kids live on farms. And here with me, we have Jose Sayas. He is the 4-H agent for Hardee County. And we're going to talk about some other opportunities and some of the benefits of being in 4-H.
Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
good morning,
Jose. Good morning.
Good. Yeah, 4-H is not only 4-H not only works for farms. 4-H works. We are an organization that have other opportunities like STEM opportunities.
What is STEM?
STEM is science, engineer, mathematics, and
technology.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
forgot that. Yeah, always. It's the translation from Spanish to English. But yeah, we have opportunities that we are going or is going now working with the kids, with all of the clubs. Our leaders working with some other stuff than ag, okay? And it's just good. My background, I'm an agronomist and I'm an animal science specialist, but I want that the kids in Hardee County would know about other things. Like I say, STEM, they can learn about water resources, natural resources. They can learn about robotics. They can learn about photography. They can learn about compost and a lot of other themes that we are going to work this year and years to come.
Okay, let's play that video, Art, so people have a feel good, vibe about what we're talking about today.
Gotcha.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. and we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Yeah, it was a really cool video, and a lot of it like brings back memories. I grew up in Florida too, and I remember the creeks and the rivers and the fields and all that. And I actually spent 3 years on the farm. Well, 3 summers on the farm with my buddy, and man, it was great, but it was also hard work. Feeding the animals and getting up early was new to me. I'm a migrant worker. You know, since I was young, I was a migrant worker, and that's a whole different thing. Like on a farm, that's an all-day job. We would, you know, once we leave the fields or, you know, whatever we're picking, produce for that amount of time, and once we're done, we're done. But on a farm, it's, you know, they would be up at 2, 3 in the morning if an animal was injured or something like that. That takes time and compassion. And I think that those experiences you learn to deal with so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I didn't grow up in 4-H because it wasn't available for me. But after I graduated from college, I started working for Extension, and I kind of got thrown headfirst into, you know, the youth education side of things. And I did get leadership education through my local church in my hometown, and, you know, I'm grateful for that. But anytime that you dedicate funding and resources to youth, it always, you know, pays back. A community grows, families grow, increase job security, increase, you know, just a multiplier when you educate your kids. And 4-H is a non-traditional educational method. Yeah, it's not a formal educational method, but it is aligned with the Florida standards in many ways. So we complement what gets taught in school. Can you talk about a little bit about the embryology thing that we got going on?
Right now, it's the first time, I think it's the first time in Hardee County that 4-H and the Extension Office is working with the schools in this county. And we start the embryology project in the Solfo Elementary School with 21 students, with 21 after-school students. We already have, I think today or tomorrow is going to hatch. We are working with quails. We have 14 eggs, fertilized eggs. It takes like 17 to 18 days to hatch, and today is number 17. But today they don't have
the timing.
The incubator we have already here, and we meet every Tuesday in the afternoons, and we talk about embryology. And we have another project in line with the embryology project. It's called Gardens in Self-Irrigation. Okay, we use buckets, 5-gallon buckets, and we have already we gave them seeds, pumpkin seeds, lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, sunflowers, and they plant those seeds in those buckets. And, you know, we gave them responsibility every day that they have to go over, see if the seeds came on.
They chose their own seeds.
Oh, they chose. Chose. We have to
against the extension agent's advice.
No, that's not true. We have to thank a lot about our local business that they help us with the buckets, with the tubes, PVC tubes, pipes. With the pipes. Thank you. Oh my God. With the seeds and everything that the school has already. Next week, I'm going to be there, or my assistant is going to be there, with photos of the hatching of the quails, because, you know, like I told you, they're going to hatch this weekend.
We're going, and you don't know this because you were having breakfast or whatever, but we're going to try to have a live feed over the weekend of the quails hatching.
That's so they don't miss it. Very cool.
Good. Yeah. That will be very good because they're enthusiastic right now, you know. Jonah was there this last Tuesday with candling
with my peeper.
with the paper. Yeah, he was telling about how we can see the inside of the
Oh
you know,
the candling kind of thing, like the.
yes, it was really good. They were really excited about that, and they yeah. Well, I hope other schools can be with us in that same project or other projects. We have already two more schools that are willing to help the kids with us. We are going to be there with 4-H in the schools of Hardee County.
Well, the thing is that we want to. When I was growing up, I didn't have that opportunity. Having an incubator was unheard of, or having the opportunity to, do something in an after-school setting like what our kids have now was unheard of. We came from a different generation, but that aha moment that happens in schools, that is something that will mark some of these kids that they will remember for the rest of their lives, and that's what we want to provide for them.
And they learn about responsibilities, because it's not only see every day the incubator that has water, has they have to set the temperature right, but when we end the project, they will have the quails. There will be a raffle, and they will have the quails, and they have to feed them.
It
and
continues.
everything.
It's cool. Responsibility. That's what you're teaching them.
Their homes. Yeah.
So talking about that, that experience that we're providing is going to shape these kids. If we didn't provide that experience, they wouldn't have the that connection with agriculture, with food. So we're proud to have that for them in schools and partner with them. Speaking about that, that may lead some of them into careers that they wouldn't have been thinking about, even with all the access to TV and YouTube and whatever that we have. But that experience was probably going to shape somebody's future, and that's what we want, because we were looking at the surveys, we were looking at the documentation, and it's expected that between 2015 and 2020, we're going to lose a lot of jobs that are going to be, they're going to become vacant because of this baby boomer generation is going to retire. So we have to fill those jobs with agriculture professionals. So that's very important to me. I'm an agriculture professional. I am proud of being an agriculture professional, and I would recommend this path to anybody. I did a master's in molecular genetics. I wouldn't recommend that for everybody, but I would recommend that for anybody that wants to go into science, he wants to go into business, there's into communication. There's an area of agriculture that each of those youth that we're impacting in Hardee County can go into, and there's a huge need for that. So it's 5 million jobs that are going to have to be filled in the U.S. And one of the top areas, employment areas, is going to be agriculture. Currently, agriculture employs 23% of the whole U.S. workforce in one way or another. And those can be high-paying jobs. It can be rewarding jobs. We are scientists for the University of Florida, and that means that we have access to some pretty cool information, some pretty cool people that help us design programs, design educational events that shape people, that provide what they need. So that's an area that because I saw my county extension agent growing up, visiting my dad, I wanted to become, him. I wanted to be, okay.
Because he was helping him.
Right? He was helping. He got paid to ride on a truck and consult with you and help you solve problems. That's amazing. That's direct. That's a direct benefit of your taxes. Okay, that's what you pay taxes for, because our salaries come from that. So that's what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I had the privilege of doing that. But it was because that person was there in my dad's farm that I could have that experience. Oh, there's this opportunity, and that is something that I want for those kids out there in Hardee County to experience as well.
I was going to ask you what actually got you into agriculture, because I can tell both of you are very passionate about everything that you guys do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was not a 4-H like Jonah.
I was not in 4-H.
I was not, but I was an altar boy.
Oh wow.
My church, yes, and that was really good, really exciting.
So I wanted to know where the wine came from.
The bread, yeah. Every for many time I live in the countryside of my hometown in Coamo, Puerto Rico. I really enjoy see the cows, the sheep, the goats, the chickens. When I start working here, I start working with chickens immediately, because that's my passion. The chickens, the quails, the rooster, everything that has to be with chickens.
Poultry. Yeah.
Poultry. Thank you. I used to work with one enterprise in Puerto Rico. It's called.
He's got a family.
You guys have a chicken?
They close.
No, that's actually from a. They call them curlews here, the white ibis. That's a wing feather for them.
Oh my! I used to work with the Mesa Picu in Coamo as a poultry business. They closed, really sad, but I enjoyed that job with the farmers and with the community. That was really good, And my early years, I don't know, I enjoy the people, the farmers. We have little farmers in Puerto Rico. It's not like in here that we call a big farmer
small farmer.
Small farmer. Thank you. Small farmers. 1 acre. In here, you call a big farmer more than how many acres?
Well, it
depends. I know, but
the delineation becomes
from the U.S.
The USDA definition of a small farm is a farm that produces less than $250,000 in yearly revenue, which means that 97% of the farms in the United States are classified as small farms.
Wow. We have farmers in Puerto Rico that have meters. They farm in a little size, little in plus. Yeah, and we work with them in there. When I was an egg agent there, we work with them. I really enjoy my job there, and I really enjoy working with the kids right now.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we have a gap in employment. One of the major areas of employment is in agriculture. There's a lot of different opportunities for them. Not only to become a farmer, because that's what we think about as we are. Our biased mind comes into play, and we think agriculture, and we immediately think about the guy with the overalls and hand milking cows. That is not it. Farmers are very technified these days. We've discussed it in the show before. They're the ones using the drones. They're the ones using micro irrigation. They're the ones mapping their farms with drones, with moisture meters, with pretty cool, precise technology. And that technology has to be developed. So the way that technology is being developed, it takes a researcher, okay? It takes a person that it's an engineer. So we have a lot of research colleagues at the university. We collaborate with a lot of the agriculture engineers to design and to test out some of these different technologies. Think about a chemistry major, for example. That chemistry guy, the chemist, will be developing probably medicines or it could be developing herbicides or insecticides. Think about that electrician or that computer engineer. That guy is going to be working directly with a product that may be the next robot that works in a field, or the next line of a drone, or a pickup truck,
or maybe design fertilizer,
yeah,
like the liquid one or
the granule
one, you know.
So we think about this stuff, and you know, there's a lot of applications. Your job, you're working for agricultural art. Didn't you know that? Because you're a science communicator. You're a communicator now. You're a reporter. You're working on your end to promote agriculture. So you're an agriculture advocate by having us in the show today.
And thank you, Jonael, for those kind words. You know, I support agriculture and everything you guys are doing, and I'm here to help. And you've got a video for us you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, let's go. We can put that clip in the background.
All right.
Basically, agriculture and 4-H started. Well, 4-H started at the national level as a corn club, which the university tried to reach the adults and change adult perception in farming, having the adults adopt some of the technologies that were associated with corn production, like improved corn seed, etc. And what happened was that the adults wouldn't listen. So they started a corn club. So they gave out this corn seed to the students. The participants were youth, and the youth started growing corn, and they started showing this corn that was better, that was, you know, more productive, and that's how you know, the local government started valuing, and the local community started valuing 4-H. So I think that
pretty
cool.
sense.
Well, let me tell you something. When I start working in Puerto Rico, on my county, on my town, they don't have 4-H clubs, and they say to me, "Hey, go work with the seniors guys, with the junior guys," and I say, I want to work with them, but I want to start with the kids.
So the high school, senior and juniors.
Yeah, I work with them too, but my work, my hard work was with the I start with the kids, with the little kids, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, because of that thing that you just tell us.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, they know better, and
Yes.
we adults think we know better just because we got, you know, hair on the chest and in the armpits.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Anyway, I can make more jokes that are inappropriate for another day.
This guy.
So, 4-H and agriculture as a whole are merged through the land grant system that the university funds. One of the direct benefits to the community is the graduation rates. I remember I worked in Georgia, in Northeast Georgia for a while, and I remember us comparing the graduation rates from 4-Hers versus the average graduation rate for the county, and ours was about 90%, compared to much lower numbers from the rest of the population. So we're making an impact. We're making a positive impact. We're giving these kids a vehicle to you know, expose other opportunities for them, and motivating them to follow you know, their dreams.
What do you think? What's the reason for them to be so much more successful? You know, at the graduation. I guess just school in general, education.
Well, that's a very good question. We have a graphic right now. If you could put on the screen, it's from the Michigan State University.
I see it.
Yeah, we have the bar graph below shows the enrollment rate for the 4-H high school seniors. If you see the color blue light blue on the left, it says 42.1%, and
that's the average.
That's the average graduation
For the U.S.
For the U.S. And if you see to the right of that graphic, you could see 75%, 70%, 60. It's more than the 42% already. That's the rates that the kids from 4-H programs were in.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is for specific programs that they offer in Michigan.
Yes. Yes. They had programs like it says here 4-H Capital Experience, 4-H Exploration Dates. We have some of that programs. It's like 4-H University, 4-H Legislature, the camps, you know, and they in that activities learn a lot about other or some of the future or careers that they will learn or they will have to do in the future, you know.
So they're involved in agriculture, some of them, but some of them are not.
Yes. Right now, if you are a 4-H, if you are 8 years old, you have to do a record book, you know. A lot of people, a lot of kids here in the county do a record book or work with animals like pigs, steers, rabbits, chickens, but not all of the 4-H work with animals. We have a lot of 4-H doing projects and record books of how say sewing,
not sewing. Not the project on its own.
They do a process of cooking in the kitchen, nutrition. They will work arts and craft, you know, robotics, aerospatial things. A lot of other opportunities that they will know, that they will learn about with us, with the leaders and with the extension office. You know, they can learn more if they go to the 4H.org. They have a lot of other activities that they can learn, and they can buy a pamphlet or a book for that, or they can come to the office and we can tell them how can they or in which project they can work. Okay. Let me see. You have the other graphic. This is the increase the enrollment on the university, but if you see the right corner, the right column on the right,
okay,
it said percent were 4-H in the 2014. You know, it
comparing that to an average
of 42.
42, that's the U.S. average, and the state average. This is Michigan information.
Yeah,
44%.
Increase.
So about 15 to 20% increase in enrollment just
for
directly for because they were in 4-H. So they are exposed to more opportunities. They have those aha moments more frequently. Their world expands. I remember we taking when I used to work in South Georgia. I promise I'm not going to work anywhere else until I retire. Hopefully, well, this is on camera, so. No, I'm kidding. I like it here. When I used to work in Georgia, my first job straight out of college, we took some 4-Hers from South Georgia, from Douglas, Georgia. We took them to Puerto Rico, and they interacted with a Puerto Rican family there. They saw the culture, they experienced the food, they got to bathe in the Caribbean waters, and that the bond that was created between those two groups, the 4-Hers from Georgia and the 4-Hers from Puerto Rico, still is strong. There were some kids that never had flown before. There were some kids that had never gotten on an escalator before, which is kind of difficult to comprehend. But we exposed them to a different culture, and that has I know that some of them, or nearly all of them, are looking at that experience as something that shaped their life. And some of them are professionals now. Some of them are going to use that experience for something good.
And then
we're looking now for donors or for prospective sponsors to make a proposal, because I have the same goals that Jonah. I want that some of the kids from this county could visit, or it will be Puerto Rico, or it will be we have an agent, a colleague from Puerto Rico in Indianapolis. I think they can learn about how their involvement in both of that states, if I could say that, because it's different. You know, it's different from Florida. The weather is different, and they have another opportunities there and another activities that they are running right now. But in camera, I will say, if you can help us with that, you can call us, and the number from the office is
863-773-2164.
please, and you will become a sponsor of that trip, okay, to Puerto Rico or Indianapolis. Okay, you can call us.
And I'll put the number up somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be at, but it'll be up whenever you're talking about it. Yeah, so they can see it. There it is. But so going back to that, let me say something real quick about that. And what you're talking about is basically the ambition and the will to succeed. What would you call it? Just the confidence that these kids get from experience.
The drive.
Yeah, the drive. And there you go. Because they've got to take care of something. Like say with the animals, they have to take care of those animals. You know, and they.
Well, we right now we have some kids that they can't or not want to talk in public. They don't want to talk in front of the other club members. We can see the difference. You know, I saw the difference in Puerto Rico. I see the difference here. They are become leaders in their own clubs. This is very important for that kids that became leaders in their community, in their clubs, and in the future maybe there will be their commissioner or maybe their representative in the Congress, or they maybe the mayor. I don't know.
So let's talk about that for a second. I have a list here of prominent former 4-Hers or 4-H alumni. Harold Poling, he's the CEO of Ford Motor Company. That's pretty
cool.
Al Gore, do you know that guy?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Former vice president.
Yeah. He was a 4-Her. Jimmy Carter was a 4-Her. His wife was a 4-Her as
Rosalind,
well.
Right? Rosalind,
yeah. We have people like David Letterman. So,
really?
From the TV
show.
So
he was probably doing district events or some, crazy joke type demonstration, or I don't know. We have people that are university presidents. The Harvard University president, Drew Faust, is a former 4-Her as well. That's pretty cool. Our UF president used to be a 4-Her as well, Dr. Fox. You know Luke Bryan?
Yeah,
I know that you're not a country guy, but
he didn't do the big green tractor, did he? Was that him?
Yeah. He's a former 4-Her. Johnny Cash, Faith Hill, for Reba McEntire, Jennifer Nettles, Dolly Parton. Some of them, all of those names are former 4-Hers. So,
and they're right now, some of them are promoting the program on the news and on the internet.
Yeah. NASA astronauts, Bonnie Dunbar, Jerry Ross, Alan Shepard, et cetera. So, I want to say that 4-Hers have the opportunity that I didn't have to look at the world differently. I had that opportunity offered somehow a different manner. My parents were the ones that gave me that passion, that drive, because they saw the potential in me. And one way that we as parents can have that same effect on kids is having them participate in our clubs.
Yeah, because without their parents, we are not 4-H. They have to have the back. The
somebody to drive them to.
Because if they do not help, the kids.
Of course.
Yeah, and they need to be involved as well. We're looking for more volunteers.
Oh yes.
So anyway, it's our passion. Hardee County has a good 4-H repertoire, I guess. Since we started, I started here in 2016. We have had different projects, in part because we had different faculty and staff joining us. Thank God we hired Jose. We had Marissa, his program assistant. We have a lot of support and people that want to do stuff. We have a good body of volunteers, and we do have input from the community through an advisory committee. Those guys, yeah, and the foundation, yeah. So those people make sure that our kids are taken care of.
That's awesome.
They are the ones that help us with policy making, with funding some of these opportunities, looking for that money, talking to community leaders about the importance of providing these opportunities for their kids. So this is a community-wide effort, not just two Puerto Ricans in Hardee County trying to do stuff. You know, that doesn't go well. So that should be the name of the show, Two Puerto Ricans. So you know, do you have that slideshow on the pictures?
Yes, I'll go ahead and put that up right now. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right, here we go. There's the first Hardee County 4-H slideshow. There you go. And
yeah, there was a competition for
that's a cabbage growing competition.
Yeah, they're huge.
Look at those
It's
cabbage
beautiful.
that they grow. I think Jonah put the seeds on the bed, and then
yeah, we germinated them. We handed them as transplants. They were supplied by Bonnie Seeds. Those are giant cabbage. So we had a cabbage competition.
how much was the weight of the first?
They were like 18 pounds. That guy, I
Jeez,
think those were like 18 pounds.
that's amazing.
There was a lot of
Look
lot
at
of
those.
green there.
Look at those faces.
Yeah,
Too, you know.
they're proud. They're proud and happy.
Ours here didn't grow like 4 or 5 pounds, and that's it.
Wow.
But these kids, they did a good job at them.
All right.
Let's see the other one.
Oh, that was our art camp. I think it was what was my first in here. I just arrived I started working here in April, and we talk about that we will have an art camp. We thank the leaders and the volunteers that help with everything to make that happen. Right now we are seeing that's another
picture of the art camp. All right, here's the legislature. There you go. There's the next one.
Oh, that's a college legislature. Oh my God. Legislature. Yeah, I have to try harder for that word. They learn about how that can make motions, how the parliamentary work, how they made the laws and everything.
Very cool. Okay, then we got
The other one is another photo of art camp. This was our volunteer. His name is Jose Gonzalez. He's half Puerto Rican, half Indian. You know,
Native American.
Native American. Okay, that's the correct.
And-
Yeah. Right now, we have a photo of the archery club. Try to remember this. Tomorrow we will have our first meeting of the shooting sport. We have already an archery club, and we are going to have our air rifle club. Okay.
So what do kids get out of being in an archery and an air rifle?
Yes, they learn about responsibility. They learn about the laws. They learn about safety. That's the first that we are going to work with them. Safety. Because if you have an bow or a gun or a shooting shooting gun in your home, weapon, that's not the correct word, but it's the word, you know. And you will know how to handle that, you know, in case you have to use it. But in this case, it's only for entertainment, okay? Entertainment. But you have to see and continue to see the rules of the shooting sport.
That's a good thing for them to learn, because I know adults right now that need to take some weapon classes.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
The one that say, "Hold my beer."
Yes. You have a photo of our fair, Hardee County Fair. It will be on February.
The second week of February
of 2019.
All right. And by the way, just so you know, these slideshows are numbered a little bit incorrectly. So that's why I'm kind of going back and forth.
No problem. That's another picture of the fair from 2016. Kids with animal projects, they learn responsibility. They have to do a record book. They have to now they have to take an animal ethics class.
Oh, yes.
Just because there's this perception out there that animal agriculture is bad, and we're teaching kids how to kill animals, and that's not what we want. We want to teach them responsibility. We want to teach them, and I don't know, the anti-animal agriculture activists, they don't invest in teaching kids about responsible animal welfare. They just point their finger at us in agriculture and demonize what we do. But these kids get a lot out of it. They do get, to do a record book. They take care of these animals for a long period of time. They can do a business out of them, so they can generate more animals that they can exhibit at the fair. This community had several years ago a loss of one of the volunteers. The child, he was orphaned from the fair. Our kids.
I remember that. Yes.
You remember that? That made national headlines. Our kids at auction time, we do have an auction attached to the fair. They donated their proceeds to the college fund of this kid. That's the community that you form when you have this type of opportunities. Well, we have a selfless community, humble community that invests in their children, and that's amazing. Okay, so animal projects are very important. That one is in at camp last year. We were teaching children about bees. We had a bee anatomy part and biology, and then we went out and we looked at the bees this year. Mm-hmm. You did the same thing, right?
Yes, with the same thing with the kids.
And they love it. They're scared of bees. They don't have to be. They're using protective gear. The only one in that picture that was not using protective gear was me taking the picture. No, I was there. Sorry, I was there. You can look at me in the blue shirt.
Oh, there you go with the hat. Oh yeah.
Yes, that's me. So I was there.
Is that because the bees trust you, or what's up with that?
We get friends, and we talk about gossip, and we go shopping.
Manicures and pedicures.
No, okay. There's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to bees.
I have respect for the bees, but
if you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Healthy respect. That's what it's called.
Yes. Be kind.
To be kind.
No. So that's part of the fair as well. That's the hay bale decoration contest. This clubs get a bale, and they have to do a work of art based on the theme that the fair has going on that year.
Good. Yeah, very nice.
All right.
And
the last one is something.
Oh, we are going to have the scarecrow contest this October. They have to pick a theme, and I think the theme of the clubs are like their names. They dress their scarecrow and
as a forager.
Yes, as a forager, and they we're going to put that on Facebook, and this year we will have a judging people to judge the scarecrows, and we'll have
they're gonna have prizes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things that we offer Hardee County 4-H through the Extension Service.
That's just a snippet. You guys do so much more. I see on your Facebook page all the time, and right now I'll take the opportunity to put your entire Facebook page up here so people can look at it. And at the end of the show as well, so they can contact you if sponsorship or any other information they need. We'll put that up there for you.
Thank you.
And we're trying to build more of these videos. We can discuss agricultural topics. If you have any questions or any suggestions on agricultural topics that you want us to discuss, you can contact us through the Facebook page as well. we're looking for educational opportunities for you. This doesn't take a whole lot of time out of our hands. This show is pre-recorded or live recorded, depends on the day.
I really enjoy this. We really enjoy this.
Yeah, and we wanna continue doing this, educating folks and getting the word out of what we do and what we are. There's a lot of opportunities to collaborate with us, but we do need your feedback.
We are going to have a workshop for leaders and the treasurers of the clubs next September 22. I think it is. It's a Saturday at 10 o'clock. You're invited. We are going to be here in this office to talk about money management. Okay, it's very important that the kids and the leaders know how their money is, how
to wisely manage their
how
money.
to manage the money, and what happened when they deposit the money on the bank. That's a mix of that. That they will learn about a little bit of that, and then we are going to be at one of the banks in here in Huachula, that they could see the bank from the inside and outside, and they could see the safe, and they can ask some question. And
okay, I got some comments for that now. Now, for the money management class, how much does that cost to attend?
Nothing.
Well,
it's for leaders. It's for leaders and treasurers of the
awesome.
clubs.
And do the parents get to attend as well?
They can.
These days people actually pay for things like that. I know people that can't even balance a checkbook. They don't even know what a checkbook is. So
yes, and that's very important that they will know, because they are managing money from their clubs.
Yeah,
and that's very important.
Yeah,
to see and learn about how to make a balance sheet, how that will make that, how they can manage the deposit, how can manage the withdrawal and everything.
I was teaching that.
It's going to be my wife.
But what is she?
She's an accountant.
She's your wife.
She's an accountant. My wife. Yeah, she's an accountant. She's very good on her job, and she's a volunteer too. I asked her about, and she said yes already.
That's awesome.
She's going to be with us on that September 22 at 10 o'clock.
And that's in Hardee County, because this video is going to kind of go out everywhere.
Yeah, 507
Civic Center
Drive, Huachula 33873.
Right. And if you're coming from another county, if you're interested in this thing, give us a call so we know that you're coming, so we don't have a room full of people that we don't know.
Maybe we can do that in the future in this office, with another the community. It's okay with her, it's okay with me, and it's okay if it's okay with my boss. It's okay.
I don't know.
He decided.
I gotta think about that. So.
I like it. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this show up. And let me just say thank you for the Facebook groups. What are some of the names of those, Jonael? And they let us post. And
my job depends on ag, and there's a bunch of other ones that I don't know. I don't remember. But everybody,
we appreciate you guys. Yeah, and be sure. And obviously, we're
individuals that wanna share. Go ahead, share away. This is what we do. This is land grant university based, public university based, science based information. It's your tax dollars at work.
And let us know what themes you want, or how are we doing.
Yeah.
I know my English is bad, but I'm proving it.
It was worse.
All right. So feedback, likes, shares, comments. Let us know what you guys like, and again, we're here to help spread the word.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, that wraps it up. So, what you want to reinforce on that?
No, you.
I did talk about the myth about 4-H kids living on farms. It is not true. There's a lot of urban 4-H clubs in Florida.
We have a bunch of kids in those counties.
Yeah, we have
counties.
Yeah, we have a good presence in a lot of different topics that are relevant to lives of Floridians and the future of kids. So anyway, that's a myth is dispelled, I hope. And I hope you encourage and support your local 4-H club wherever you are.
If you have questions, you can call us. You know, you don't have to see some videos over there in the internet that
Yeah, the guy with the chicken in the
Yeah.
couch.
We have a chicken here.
It's a beautiful hint.
Yeah.
Kind of stiff. Anyway, so let's wrap it up. Thank you for your support, and thank you, Art, for doing all this for us. This is very important. We enjoy your flexibility.
It's always fun with you guys, and yeah, good to see you guys. And we'll do this again next week if you guys are free. I'll do it as long as you guys want to do it. We'll keep doing it.
All right. Thank you. In the name of the 4-Hers, thank you.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a good day. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.
Be safe.